But what if I don't actually want to chat though?
Oh, that's too bad, Travis. You're gonna chat.
Travis, I'm glad we have you here, Travis, because we've actually all been meaning to talk to you about your terrible attitude.
That's understandable, dude.
Does somebody have a lot of background noise going on, or is that just me?
No. Alan was playing guitar for a little bit.
Is that Owlbear Rodeo, maybe? Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
It's probably out there.
Oh no, it's all about rodeo. Cool.
Is my background noise?
No.
I think you're okay.
I was listening to your guitar before, and I thought that's what you're talking about.
No, yours is not noise. It's beautiful melody, Alan, for which we are all immensely grateful.
Which is just another bit of noise, but that's understandable.
I call this piece garbage.
Must be Italian.
No, I love Logan. The balls on you to have such a shirt, that proclaims to the world that you.
It's okay. Keep going.
Okay, good.
Oh, shirt.
That you like pineapples.
He meant to switch shirts probably.
I mean, pineapples on pizza is the way to go.
Oh.
Sorry, not...
Pineapples on pizza is good.
It's good, and I won't apologize. Pineapple mixed drinks, superb.
That's true.
Dude, the machine gun mics. The machine gun mics at Capone's.
Why do people not like?
You know, it may take like an hour and 15 minutes for it to get there, but once it does,
I think the thing is Hawaiian pizza, very good. If you're talking about the stuff with pineapple, but if you're talking about like any other type of pizza with pineapple, it just is a conflicting flavor.
I disagree.
With
I think you can build a pizza with pineapple. That's still
boycott one day.
It's like what
that was my white elephant gift. I went to Five Below and I got like the worst things imaginable. I
wanted it so.
I got tiny hands, the shirt that said boycott Monday, a president Mad Lib, and what else?
Oh, and a tiny skateboard and some.
The tiny skateboard was cool.
That's so small.
It's a penny board.
I don't even know if it's that. That's really small.
Dude, I'm gonna put one of the cats in this house on the skateboard and take a video of it. Okay?
Whether they want to or not.
Exactly. Yes,
that
you
is
will.
definitely smaller than a penny board for sure.
Yeah, no,
Wait,
it said like the maximum weight it can support is like 100 pounds or something. Not even.
Hey now. Hey, guess what the weight limit is?
What is it?
It's 110 pounds.
Oh,
nice.
I actually did remember that was the weight, but
number.
I just
it has no significance whatsoever.
What a normal number.
Yeah.
Anyway,
wow, you're feeling pretty handsy, huh?
Yeah. You guys want to know what I walked away from White Elephant with?
A little handsy.
Oh yeah.
What did you?
I got a DVD of Morbius.
No, you did not.
It's Morbin time.
And he
when he picked it up, he put it to his face and he went, ah.
He was.
That's not a joke.
I'm gonna be real honest. I have no memory of that.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious because the next morning is like, what did I get? Oh, you got this game and also this copy of Morbius. Like, I don't remember getting that. You also stole it from someone else. I did what?
He made the perfect.
Hey, it was Morbin time.
It was Morbin time. You knew.
Yo, much like Morbius when he drinks red blood, I was taken over.
Spoilers.
I've watched the Eddie Burback video. It's fine. The dude saw Morbius 5 times in a row. I think he knows what he's talking about.
Oh my god.
Oh lordy. Okay. Let's see.
You think Jared Leto is proud of his work?
Undeservedly so.
I'm sure he is proud of his work because
someone's got to be.
Someone has to be.
Also, the work pays, so you know.
I mean, yeah.
Hard to argue with that.
I'd be a bad actor if people paid me to.
Hey man, you gotta fund your cult somehow.
I would be a bad actor if somebody paid me to. I would also, there's that prideful part of me that would still try to be a good actor at some point.
Good job.
Yeah, still try to do a decent job.
Like you know, one of like Adam Sandler's lackeys kind of person, you know,
Oh.
joining in as like a super side character in the movie.
I mean, your boy
Because like
is
you'll probably
rich.
get paid at least pretty decently just to be like a goofy like side character because it's
Yeah.
Adam Sandler and he's like okay.
In the acclaimed podcast, Till Death Do Us Part,
Carson, no.
they really
Hey,
they really
so
delve into the ethics of like. Till Death Do Us Part has a really mean-spirited sense of humor, particularly towards fat people.
Are we talking
And
right
it's
now?
just like,
Is something
that's-
happening?
That's Kevin James's real body.
Okay.
That's like,
That's who he
So
is.
yeah. Did they?
and there,
Were they like,
Can-
all right, Kevin, we're gonna like absolutely destroy you to your core, but we'll give you $9 million to do it? And he was just like, sounds good.
Like yeah, great.
I mean,
can we add a ting reward to mute people?
I think I brought that up before actually because I have that
Yeah.
power.
I don't like that idea.
I feel like we said that in reference to Alan doing something
Oh, probably.
or Carson saying something.
I think people have also
Hey,
kicked
1,000
Travis before.
things. And
I'm sorry, I thought this was an avenue of free expression.
What did you think, Alan?
I said I just want to be the next like Norm Macdonald doing cameos.
Oh my god, you have Norm Macdonald energy to the core, and I'm just realizing that
He's
connection.
legit, he's my favorite comedian.
Actually,
Badge.
Alan,
Yeah.
back up your mic. Just like maybe tilt your mic towards you, like rotate it a little bit towards you. Can you do that?
Towards me?
Yeah, because so what's happening is you're talking and then you're standing, like you'll do this sometimes, and then you get a little bit harder to hear.
Oh, like I'm getting behind the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what if I
Definitely.
do like that?
amateurs.
Sounds fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
Just
sense.
put it directly in front of your face.
There you go.
Mike
Hello.
head.
Instead of Cuphead, it's Mike Head.
Mike head.
I might play some
What about-
Cuphead actually during
what
this.
about
I didn't
Mike
think about
Hawk?
that. Yeah, I'm
Well,
definitely playing some Cuphead.
On that,
All right.
on that joke, Jacob, great joke.
It's Tony Hawk's brother, Mike.
I was thinking the same joke. In my head, I was like, Tony Hawk's Pro
Next
Skater 2.
Have you ever had Hunt Ketchup? You know the guy who
Yeah.
owns that company's name is Mike?
Well,
That's interesting. Why? Why would that be of consequence, Jacob?
I don't know. I just thought you guys were ketchup enjoyers. I guess I was
wait,
wrong.
Jacob, what's
You know
his
what?
full name?
Michael Hunt.
Yeah.
Michael. So,
I'm not his friend. I'm not gonna call him Mike Hunt.
I don't have his phone number. Why'd I call him? So, last
be here all week.
time, if my players will look at D&D Beyond, you'll notice a couple of additional things in the public notes of our shared campaign.
It's a thing?
There's a section of a recap of what happened last session, session 14. And then there's just a long bit of information about NPCs you've met, rumors you've heard, places you've heard about or found, organizations, all that kind of good stuff. It's a lot of information, however you can control it.
I would just like to bring to everyone's attention that everyone has made their profile picture for their character. The art that we commissioned, besides Alan,
It's a picture
whose picture is of Rachel.
sucking their thumb.
I just wanted to put that, and also Alan's username on D&D
Kyle
Beyond
Chandler.
is Kyle Chandler 42069.
I did notice that.
Alan, I hope that whenever we have the misfortune, whenever the sad day comes that you pass away, I hope they autopsy your brain and find something truly marvelous.
I love that. I love the fact that you had Rachel's picture. I didn't even.
Yeah, I
I noticed
had
that
to
as soon as
consider-
it happened.
I don't go to my campaigns.
It's
I go to my
especially
character.
noticeable when I'm looking at all of my campaigns, and it has the Day After Tomorrow, and it has all of the character art side by side, and then Rachel sucking their thumb in the middle.
Who the fuck is Garrett Dane?
Oh, damn it. That's still showing? Okay.
It's an unassigned character. It's okay. It can live there.
It was
he's
also
out there
the
floating
thing
in the
also
ether.
said that it wasn't supposed to be visible because I just made it so that I could use the actual stuff because if I do it on my own, I can't.
Did I forget what the fuck old Bitey is?
It's the
Don't worry about it. He's my fish friend.
It's a
yeah,
talking
he's
fish.
a dead fish.
Oh, that's
talking-
right.
He's not dead.
I was gonna say,
He
not
sings.
Not a robot.
So I didn't know you guys could see the Kyle Chandler thing at all.
Magic.
Alan, you
Never cease to
Poor
amaze me.
soul.
Never change.
Where
So,
do you go to see the notes you said?
It should be if you
On the
pull up the sort of share campaign page.
Oh, I see it. Never mind. Thank you.
And so there's all the. I've only gotten as far as sort of describing the NPCs you made. You've met, their significance and where you met them or where they currently are. And I might go back and do the same thing for the places, but I also might just leave it as a list of places as a reminder. But I'll go through and do the organization. Same thing for everything else. It's just we've done a lot, so I'll get to it as I get to it. But last time was a busy session. Our recap in the thing is a lot longer than our recaps normally are because we all did a bunch of stuff. So after slaying the Manticore and Bryn Shander, you talked with Duvessa Shane and did a couple things. You harvested the Manticore. Casimir volunteered to be a fake sacrifice for the town lottery in the upcoming days. Gil did some crafting and also reconnected with Duvessa Shane. We got to see a little bit more of Casimir. Kind of literally, physically got to see a little bit more of him as he took off his big heavy coat and kind of saw the bugbear beneath. When Norm Ventus went to the Northlook Inn, caused some trouble. While ultimately without consequence, most people were fine with the bar fight. There was one sore loser who was unhappy with these heroes beating up on people.
If I was her, I would have simply not lost.
Just don't lose. And then also, people are becoming more and more aware of Wynn's campaign.
I love to hit somebody with the chair from behind and then call them a sore loser.
I didn't hit them with the chair.
That's
I didn't
What, you
start
little
the fight,
baby?
but I sure as hell finished it.
Mama?
after you had a couple days until the Bryn Shander lottery, so you went back to Easthaven a day away, or about half a day away, because you have your sled dogs, and I forgot about that last time. But you made it to Easthaven to get the remainder of your reward and found things not right. The militia was sparser than normal. The town hall was empty, except for the ghost of the White Lady tied to an old ship mast made of chardelin in the town hall. As you made it down to the dungeon, you found the town militia, including Captain Arlagath, trying to get town speaker Waylon out of a jail cell after apparently some bandits and thieves knocked out and incapacitated some of the guards, locked him in a jail cell, and stole the Cauldron of Plenty after you explicitly told him not to let that happen. Turns out, only either he betrayed the town, Captain Arlagath betrayed the town, or his now missing personal clerk, Prudence Tarkwold, or Vold, is missing. So, presumably, Prudence is the one who did it, and she also has family in Targos who might be able to point you to where she may have gone, because her house was empty and things were somewhat cleared out. So, with just a few days left before the lottery, you rested up in Easthaven, and on that note, can everyone give me a gold piece? And you head out the following day.
Do we have free lodging or some shit? Or did we already do it last time? I don't remember.
That's in Bryn Shander.
Son of a bitch.
That's,
All
yeah,
right.
that's in Bryn Shander for killing the Manticore.
Your boy's poor.
See, and that's
Okay.
that's why I do like doing sort of the daily gold piece, because it's just death by 1,000 cuts.
Very Gygaxian of you.
So you head out the following day, heading to Targos, a place you have not visited quite yet, by way of Bryn Shander. So you make it have a few hours, you make it to Bryn Shander, you stop, eat some lunch, and then travel a remaining, basically just an hour to Targos. So you make it middle of the afternoon. I'm going to tell you a bit of lore about Targos, because on the way, of course, those of you who are native to Icewind Dale or familiar with 10 Towns will know of Targos and some of the stuff, and so you guys can talk to your party members about it. So Targos is similar to Bryn Shander, where it's circled up by a large wall, warding off any sort of threats from the wilderness and raiders. The wall even extends down into the lake, so it has its own sort of private bay and private dock area, again protecting it from protecting the boats from any dangers. But like most other bodies of water in Icewind Dale, the water's frozen now, and so a lot of the boats are trapped, and forcing, like in other places, fishers to just drag boats out into the water as far as they can and do what they can.
You see that there, guys? That there is the only stump in all of Targos. The tree?
The tree?
Tree stump?
Trees.
Oh, you okay? Yeah. All right, got it. Nope, I just wasn't looking at the picture.
Oh, you
Very
just,
good-
did
good
you send
one,
a
good one.
picture?
No,
Oh,
it's the
in
picture of
Alberto?
Targos and Alberto.
In the artwork. Jesus Christ, Alan.
Sometimes it's hard to miss, guys. It's okay.
Ha 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 ha.
Anyway.
Ha 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 ha.
Throw
Funny
up.
joke, Norm. I love it.
So, like in most places, fishing is a great money maker in Targos, but Targos is probably the biggest, not biggest, but the fishing is its main thing. It's not just most of its thing, it is the main thing here in Targos. It's always had the biggest fishing fleet, biggest fishing industry, and everything is all about the fish. So, for those of you that are extra native and spend a lot of time in 10 Towns, so people like Gil, Louis, you would know about the town speaker, a much liked man named Nerth Maxildanarr. Kind of a long name. And I have a little token for him, so that way you can remember his name. His name is very long, so I'll make his token massive. Nerth Maxildanarr.
Maxildanarr.
Got it.
And much liked man has brought a lot of business into Targos since his appointing to town speaker. And it's kind of well known that he got the job because the last town speaker was really bad. So people were very glad to get someone else new in power, and someone that cares about the fishing business. And so, with that, you make it to Targos. I will move over to a map here. It's about mid-afternoon. It's a fairly small town of maybe 1,000 people or so. Oh, and gyms? Is that what you're about to ask?
No, I mean, yes, but also can we look at the room that it was stolen from before we go?
Yes. You also
We can keep this very short.
Yes.
Like I can just make a roll and see if there's anything to be seen. It doesn't have to be a big deal.
Oh, I'm in the wrong town. That's why I'm confused. So for your extra gems, he promised 2 bonus gems, each one worth 500 gold pieces, so whoever wants those gems. And
I'll take one.
Long as somebody has them.
I was about to say, because we each took one and then put the rest in the bag because the 2 were to make it so everybody got 2, right? Like, wasn't that because what was it originally like? I don't remember. Because we specifically asked for 2 more to round it out.
That is
Yes,
true.
It was
Yes.
it was originally 10, and then you managed to scrape together 2 more.
Yeah. So, because I know each of us took 1, and then we put the other 4 away until we got the rest. So, who was holding on to the extra gems?
I don't think we ever notated that, but as long as somebody who is not Win is one of those people, is the person.
In my notes, it says 10 gemstones worth 500
Yeah,
gold pieces. So
I'm sure.
I honestly, I feel like we may have said. I don't. It's not in my notes. I feel like we may have said Casimir because all of us trust Casimir not to screw us over.
Yeah.
Are you saying some of the party isn't trustworthy with gemstones?
Perhaps. I make no claims. I make no claims.
I think in my notes, actually, it does have that claim.
I am untrustworthy.
Okay. So cool. Yeah. What? Okay. So I know we got our own individual gems, of which I have. Where are we at? 383 gold worth. But okay, I'm keeping track of some party gems as well.
We had 4 extras.
Each
Because
worth.
each worth 5. All of the gems were worth 500.
Okay, so 4. Okay, I'll see if that's
the 4 additional ones.
Beyond.
Because we were gonna get the 2 so that everybody got 2 each.
And you should be able to make like a custom item and just do gemstones.
I mean, yeah, I just typed it into a box somewhere.
Yeah, because I traded my gemstones for
Armor.
chain shirt or some shit. Yeah.
You got the breastplate or something, whatever
Took it
armor
from
you're wearing.
Casimir. I think it was
That's
Casimir.
not exactly how that works.
No, it's not.
I asked first, and
Jacob, to answer your question about the room that the cauldron was being held in, it was on the 2nd floor in one of the, excuse me, not 2nd floor,
Can I tell you guys what just happened?
I guess.
My brother came back. He said his friend was like gonna give him something, and it was like a birthday present,
wink.
but it's like exactly like a month late. So
Nice.
he just showed it to me, and it's a keyboard, like this custom made, like super nice keyboard,
Computer
like
keyboard or music?
Yeah. It's like it looks like it's it cost a fortune, and he said like he knew that his favorite colors were like pink and blue, but his friend did like some of the buttons were pink and blue, and then the rest was white, so it looks like a trans flag. And then he was like, well, I guess I gotta be trans now.
I guess I gotta be. Oh lord.
Oh no.
The agenda is working.
oh yeah, that's true.
We got another one, boys.
The keyboards are making the kids
And
gay.
girls. And they them.
They're making the frogs gay. Sorry.
Making the
That
frogs
guitar almost fell on my head.
Yeah, I saw you just. So Jacob, the cauldron was being kept on the 3rd floor, and even though, as far as you can tell, not a whole lot of force was used up here. You don't see scuff marks, no clear signs, but as people see that you guys are in town and are, as you are getting your dogs ready to head out back toward Brinchander the following morning, you have someone approach you that mentions, or at least, kind of asks if something happened, and will say that they did see something suspicious. And even though there weren't signs inside the town hall, there were a few signs outside that people apparently spotted some folks, maybe 3 or 4 folks, with axe beaks, these giant kind of bipedal birds with big
The gender
bills.
neutral term folks.
Folks, yes. But they all had these axe beaks with saddles and the all the other terms I can't think of right now to make them mounts. That they had them tied up outside the town hall, and they were gone for a little while. And when they came back out, they had a large object wrapped in tarp with them that they drug behind their axe beaks out of town.
Whenever we find out it's been stolen, everyone will notice that Ventus will get very excited. He's just like, we have a mystery. I do like reading them, and I look at anyone, and I'm like, have any of you read any mysteries? My favorite one is The Case Files of Cornelius Bray. Have you ever read it?
Wait, you're just going to answer your own question before we even have the time? Not all of us have.
It takes place in this place called Sharn. It's a city of towers. They have crazy technology like cars that can fly with magic.
What is a car?
It's like a carriage, but it can fly.
Do the horses fly too?
I don't think they have horses. They don't. They're powered by themselves with magic.
That's part of the mystery.
No, I think they know how that happens.
Oh,
okay.
Good for them.
These mysteries, are they like storytellers who tell this, or I'm fucking up the accent really bad.
It's okay, you'll find it.
I'll figure it out. Are they storytellers who tell this, or are they like carved down?
It's in a book.
It's slowly becoming more and more Latino instead of.
I get off my back.
Also, are you establishing that Gil doesn't know what a book is?
Yeah, because I'd assume that they don't really use paper to write things down. I imagine it's probably a tradition of oral storytelling and carving runes on stone.
I pull out my atlas of the world that I use as my spell book, and I pull it out. I'm like, see, look, it's a book. It's paper.
Wait,
you write things down.
You just write over that?
Yeah.
Wait, is there... I'm sorry. So you're just writing over the map itself?
No, I take notes on the places that the information might be covered enough. I read other books and write it down in this one.
Okay.
They have lots of these. This is how you write things down, is in these books.
Oh, am I? I've read a book.
That's
what? Wait a
lot
minute.
more
Excuse me.
portable than stone tabs.
Wait, why are we just like going over this whole Norm read a book thing? I'm sorry. What book have you read?
Norm's smart. He's clearly read a book.
Yeah. The Almanac.
Yeah. The Yakman's Almanac.
The Almanac.
The Almanac.
Almanac?
Glad we were on the same page there.
Is that where almond milk comes from?
You're telling me it's
Almond yaks?
Do you get just a picture of a yak throwing up? Almond yak. He has a nut allergy.
The yakety yak.
But anyway, my point was, this is exciting.
That Norm can read. It is pretty kind of exciting, actually.
Did you not know that Norm could read?
No, we don't talk about this. I don't.
He pulls out his note card and reads it like every day.
Yeah,
pay attention to your friends.
Friend.
He clearly can read.
I don't feel like a note card dictates whether or not somebody else can read a book.
What is a book but several note cards compiled together?
Yeah. Haven't you ever seen
a book? No.
The logic is sound on that one.
The books are a new thing to me. I can't verify.
Oh, you can read though. It's okay.
I mean,
that's not your fault.
I can read. It's just
it's a cultural difference. That's all right. I'm not shaming you for not knowing what a book is. You understand the concept.
Yeah, it's just like the stone flat we use, but smaller.
Ventus, in your kingdom, did you not have like readers, like people who would just read for you? Is that not like something that you had available?
I'm sure they could have, but the thing is, when you have nothing else to do, the few joy in life is to read the book myself. And also, the readers are much too slow.
Nothing else to do in your kingdom? Okay.
Wait, can win.
How many
reader not.
books, Ventus? How many books would you say you've read? Like total?
Precisely 6,782.
Okay, I am curious then how you had time
Bloody
to
hell, there's that many
roll.
books.
Did you
How old are
rule at all? Weren't you training to rule? Was there any kind of situation in which
I just wanted to talk about books. We don't have to unpack all that right now.
What was in all those books?
Lots of
Rule.
words.
Lots
the
of
only-
Stories, stories, ponderings, musings,
Mhm.
practical applications of magic.
Mm-hmm.
Cook
And no
books.
one just read that for you.
I know what all those are. Yes.
Yeah, same, of course.
Can win read or not?
No, I can read. I just choose not to.
I love that Casimir is like fully a hermit, and he seems to be about on the same level as Louis in terms of knowledge of the wider world.
I mean, I'm talking to people. We talk about things, but honestly, my thought
Is there a
process
whole lot of talking?
we get to a different place. You know what I mean? Like we talk about the life, but mostly we talk about things to get somewhere else. You know, like
Someone focused on the destination.
not
the journey.
It is the journey as well. I wouldn't. If you want to learn more about how I get to a destination, we can explore that whole region.
I know how to get to destinations. That's why I have the atlas.
So what about that stump again?
Yeah, you pass by the last stump in Targos, and eventually you make it into the town itself.
Xavier himself says we're not playing this game. What the fuck?
Yes, you make it to town. There's only one gate into town. As you pass through it, the guards welcome you in. By welcome you in, I mean they give you a nod and make sure that you're not, a bunch of orcs about to tear down the walls or secretly fiends trying to come in and eat everybody. But in the town of about 1,000 people, you would reckon that it would probably be like 30. The streets are barren, people are indoors, not hardly doing anything. The people who are working are probably out fishing as far as they can go, while most business is being conducted indoors. There are a lot more shops here than some of the other places. There's a lot of specialty fishing shops, more than you've seen in other places. Like very specific bait shops, very specific tackle shops, shops that specialize in a specific type of fishing line. Like, it's real special here. But there are a few general stores, typical taverns and inns and the like. As you can see on the map, one of the more sort of open-ended general stores is Triglio, named after a sea shanty that some fishers sing. There's the town hall, there's the Three Flags Sailing Tavern, and then the Luskin Arms, which is an inn. And for probably Ventus and probably just Ventus, maybe win. It might be a stretch, but maybe win. Upon entering Targos, there's something familiar about everything, because the architecture here is different than in a few of the other places. And it strikes you that the building design, the decorations, some of the carvings on the signs, everything, it's like an analog for the city of Luskin, much further south, still cold weather, but right there on the sea, a bit massive sailing town. And it's very clear that Targos is a sort of Luskin origin town. You start noticing a few more humans here than normal that were probably Luskin. Definitely, they haven't forgotten their heritage back on the other side of the spine. But you all arrive and are free to go wherever you'd like.
So the streets are like bare, Nobody is
For
really
the
out
most
and
part,
about.
yeah.
And what do we know about the town speaker for this town again?
Nerf,
Oh.
nice guy. Somewhat recently, maybe just a couple of years ago, just came to Targos, and eventually earned him the job of town speaker not too long ago. A businessman kind of at heart, sort of helped sponsor a lot of the businesses and things like that. As far as some kind of specific things, the town hall is more of a place of bureaucracy and storage. For people like Gil and maybe Louis, you would know that the town speaker doesn't actually do that much business in the town hall and prefers things to be a little more personal. He has a special suite at the Luskin Arms, the inn, where he lives and conducts a lot of his business. You know, he would prefer you sit down next to a fire with a little nice cup of mulled wine instead of going and sitting in an office in a business place or in a political place.
Why don't we try his office then? We can ask him if he knows where this aid that we're looking for is.
Yeah.
Sounds like the right direction.
Yeah, let's go.
Louis, why are you making the stank face? Are you listening to jazz music?
Yes.
Freeform jazz.
So you head over to the Luskin Arms. You can pass over your dogs to one of the stables and have them taken care of. And upon entering, it resembles a lot of the other inns in 10 towns. You know, people huddled by fires, eating their lunches in kind of low murmured conversations. It's a little bit bigger. It's quite a big inn compared to some others you've seen. It probably has, 7, 8 rooms, some of them being multi-bedrooms, some of them being suites, kind of a big place. But it is also, and you can kind of tell multiple things about it, it's an old building. And in fact, for those of you who have been in Icewind Dale for a long time, it's the oldest sort of public lodging in 10 towns. And of course, that is reflected in the creaking floorboards, missing floorboards, peeling walls, wobbly tables, broken chairs, all that classic stuff of an old inn.
And this is the Luskin Arms?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Even once you go inside, there's still cold wind coming in from like the floor and the walls because it's so badly sealed and insulated. You see the proprietor, this kind of old, quiet, bald man behind the bar. Plenty of people sitting around. There's a second floor they could visit. But people, of course, look at you as you walk in, and the whole place is filled with nautical decorations, taxidermy fish, old, quote-unquote, famous fishing poles that were wielded by famous fishers hung up on the wall, netting, that classic nautical decor everywhere. But the man behind the bar, not recognizing you, kind of waves at you as you walk through the door. Says, come in, make yourselves at home, sit wherever you'd like. I recommend buy a fire. We have food, drinks, we have rooms, we have baths, we have tables and chairs. Whatever you need.
Hello. We would like, as the town speaker in.
As far as I know, his room is upstairs. I can show you there if you wish, or we can send someone to check if he's available.
Yes, we have business from Easthaven.
Oh, sure. Speaker business, I assume.
Yes.
Sure.
Nothing worth alarming him about. Just need to have a conversation.
Says, why don't you head on upstairs? He's, Any news is good news? Is that what they say? Just head up the stairs over there, reach the top of the stairs, you'll see a table and some things, you'll kind of veer over to the right, you'll see a big set of doors, it's marked, you'll see it.
I look at Louis' confused expression and I go, I didn't want to make it a big deal yet. We don't know, I didn't know the relationship between these two towns, and I didn't want to stir up anything until we had to.
No, I'm mostly confused because are you okay? I look at the bartender. You seem a little. I mean, I know this town ain't exactly. I know this area ain't exactly nice, but you seem a little perplexed. All up in the clouds.
I look at Casimir quickly. Be ready to bonk him if he tries to have sex with the bartender.
I nod solemnly.
The bartender just kind of nods and says, well, being up in the clouds is better than being down here in the snow.
Amen, brother.
Brother.
Smokes a fat doobie.
What's the matter? What's the matter with the snow?
Oh, you golden bro.
Are we rolling in this bitch?
Well, what's the matter with the snow? I'm mostly just trying to figure out if something we can help with.
Lets out a big sad sigh. And for all of you, he resembles the barkeep in Easthaven, who is also very sad, gray, bald, and depressed. He's noticed there's a trend of innkeepers who meet that criteria in 10 towns.
Do we think they're related or just have been ground down by their shared profession?
No, not all bald bartenders are related.
Yeah, that's my bald brother, Tom.
It's definitely the latter. They don't look related. They're just both real sad. He said,
officers, you know.
he says, I mean, it may not look it, but I'm not from 10 Towns or even Luskin. I'm much further south, and I miss the sun. I miss the warmth.
Oh, so something we can't help with. All right, that's understandable.
When he says that, I'll use prestidigitation. I'll warm his coat. Just a little bit, like, have some warmth.
He snuggles up. He says, that's kind of you, and seeing that you cast a spell, then he looks up at you and says, you look familiar. Where are you from?
I about just said, like, a place, like, in America. I was about, like, Glendale.
I'm from
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's canonically a Glendale, and
I don't know. I think that this place looks like Luskin, so I don't say Luskin. I say,
would you not just say where the fuck you're from? I don't understand.
The Sword Coast.
Me as well. Anywhere in particular, or you were a traveler?
I've been traveling for a while now, so I consider the road my home.
Have you ever visited Neverwinter?
I've been through.
I used to own an inn there. Used to.
Does he look familiar to me?
Probably not. I imagine you probably didn't dabble with all of the inns in Neverwinter.
In my headcanon, the Ventus would sneak out and go to, like, taverns and stuff, and it would get him in trouble. But I don't know if that would have.
Make a history check. See
Wait, this motherfucker uses sneak out?
17.
You probably didn't get thrown out of his inn in particular, but he does look a bit familiar. If not, he looks like someone native to the area. Even though he is sort of more pale now, he does have sort of a natural duskiness to his skin of someone who spent most of their life kind of in the sun, or at least in a warmer area. It tracks.
And I go, I may have been by there at one point.
Oh, well then, glad to see you again, have you visit.
And for the record, I very much also miss home. The warm winds of the Sword Coast seem like a far cry from where we are currently.
Because it is. I don't actually say that. That's not,
So maybe one day, either go back or. And then he just kind of like trails off and eventually shakes his head, almost as if saying like, maybe here will be like that, because he knows that's.
Hey, well, I'm sure you're making do with what you can here, and who knows, maybe one day this day will end. Or the Rime, sorry. That's what it's called, not Dale.
maybe this day.
That's the place.
The whole place will just disappear.
Yeah, maybe this place will end. Maybe everything will blow up. The Rime, that's what it
can
meant.
only but he just kind of nods and says, well, don't keep the speaker waiting if you've got some important news. I'm sure he's excited to hear whatever it might be.
Is there like a tip jar here?
Sure.
It has a cobweb.
I put a gold piece in the tip jar. And I go, thank you for the conversation.
You can see that he probably didn't see that it was a gold piece at first, as he's, a little older and maybe didn't pick up on it in this dim light. But you imagine, at some point when he goes to empty it out, he'll see that gold piece and it'll basically.
And then as we walk up, I'll just say, may the southern winds be at your back, my friend.
Oh. Very good. I need to think of a response to that, but I can't.
I'm gonna establish that as a thing people say on the Sword Coast. I don't know.
Nice. I'll make a note of that as you guys head upstairs.
Andy, baby.
Or if there's anything you guys want to do before heading upstairs and knocking on that door.
Yeah, when he walks away, I'm just gonna kind of
Wink.
lean into Ventus. No, I'm not gonna flirt at every depressed person in this whole. That'd just take too long. Also, I have a rope of entanglement to make. I can't just be occupied. No, I'm gonna lean into Ventus a little bit and be like, yeah. So, why'd you lie to that man? I know we talked about possibly your past a little bit, but you lying to people about where you're from?
You lying?
Seemed a little weird.
I didn't make a big deal about it, but I think we did talk about it actually. I had a dream in the middle of the night that some assassin killed me in my sleep. Yeah. And ever since then, I may have been a little bit more too careless before, as we have been exploring, and I need to make sure that I keep myself safe. More importantly, I want to keep you all safe as well.
I know we talked about that, but I didn't think they'd make you lie about where you're from. I didn't think it was that big a deal.
Well, I was worried that he may have recognized me.
Dreams can sometimes offer glimpses of things not yet come to pass.
I mean, they could also just be dreams.
I just wanted to be careful because.
But do you have reason to believe somebody may want you dead?
Well, I believe we discussed previously the reason that I left Neverwinter to begin with.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think sometime.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did. I don't know if we did establish that. It's been a long.
I don't know if
neither does Carson. So cool. We're going.
I don't remember if we talked to everybody about that. I do know that it's in my notes, but
I remember we broke down the door. Gil broke down the door with the axe because we heard a commotion, and that we talked about it a little bit.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool.
Wait,
So it was actually official.
Yeah, but yes, there's someone attempting to take over Neverwinter, Dagold Neverember, and I left the city in order to not be taken out of the running for heir apparent. And I don't know my father, how he's doing, if he's even still alive at this point. And Ventus will look kind of forlorn for a moment at that thought and then kind of shake it off, continue. But the possibility that someone might be sent to try and find me and kill me is not zero. I'm just trying to be careful, not just for my sake, but for your sake as well. If you're traveling with me, then that means you could be a target as well. And I think the only thing worse than me dying is if I cause one of you to die.
I won't die.
And I pat Nora and go, I know.
Seeing some of the things that we have faced out here, good luck to them.
Yeah.
We make a pretty good little group. It'll be tough to take any of us down. And it'll be tougher still to take you down with all of us here to protect you. So.
Absolutely. We're in this together.
Well, I'm still going to be careful, but your support is invaluable to me. Let's go see what the speaker has to say about all this.
You're a good kid, Ventus. We'll make sure you're okay.
I'm 20 years old, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Good
See a few more winters, and we'll talk, mate. Hey, you got a whole long life ahead of you.
We can hope
There's
so.
There's no way we're gonna let that end early. Some barren room in an inn and 10 pounds. No.
Thank you.
I blink at you with my one good eye.
Do you have something in your... Oh, you were winking. Okay.
This one don't work too well.
Maybe if you could, like... And then just... I never mind. It's not that important.
Yeah, okay.
Go upstairs.
Okay, so you head upstairs. It lets off at a landing where you see almost like a common space. It has all varieties of... there's a shelves of extra cups and carafes and plates and jugs and everything else that you might want. There seems to be a shelf of very old, decrepit, well-read books. Kind of classic... some fiction stuff that's really old. There's a couple light reading things, public house stuff. And a table with some chairs where someone is, sitting, eating a meal by themselves. And actually, I forgot to say, there are 2 staircases. You're, of course, pointed to the correct one, but there are sort of 2 areas of the inn upstairs that don't intersect or aren't accessible by one another. And the suite of the town speaker is the smaller of the areas, but it's also sort of the town speaker's area, where he has like his own room and then plus like a room for any kind of guards or guests or anything like that. You're led upstairs. You see someone sitting there. Looks like a militia person upon closer inspection. You see you are pointed toward the town speaker's door. It's a very nice suite door. There's a little sign. It shows it says permanent residence, permanent quarters. And you are free to enter or knock at your leisure.
Gil, why don't you take this one?
Okay. I will still let Norm knock, though. I'll let him.
Yeah. No, I wasn't saying interrupt him. No,
I was just saying that.
You see a gentleman open the door. You saw in the artwork a moment ago, but middle-aged human man, kind of some deep-set features, the deep-set wrinkles, kind of gray stubble, deep-set eyes, but dark slick-back hair, dark eyebrows, and a chin-strap beard. Heavy clothes, of course. Opens the door and you recognize Speaker Max. No one calls him that, but that's what I'm calling it for now. You see a speaker standing there, and says, I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, what do I owe the pleasure? And Gil, you see past him into the chambers and see a big double bed, desk, bookshelf, a nice fancy large rug in the middle of the room, fireplace, all the normal trappings of a suite room. But you see what appears to be some kind of fighter wearing normal trappings of an Icewind Dale resident. But you can see a bit of armor underneath the clothes, weapons at their side. You see sitting in a chair by the fireplace what looks like, and you would probably eventually remember, the sort of leader of the militia. Not really a captain of the guard per se, but the leader of the militia and personal guard for the speaker. A tiefling in nice, like, split mail, curved red horns over their head. And in a chair next to the militia leader, you see Prudence, the clerk, who definitely, as she glances over her shoulder, she snaps her head back over and kind of lowers her head, so hopefully you didn't see her.
I immediately...
Well, this is Gil right now.
Yeah.
Is he just him?
Yeah.
I am in the
He's
doorway.
No, okay. Never mind.
I would say, sorry to disturb you and interrupt, and kind of gesture to the people in the room. We were just here on some business and wished to have a moment of your time to discuss an urgent matter. May we come in, perhaps?
On whose behalf? Is there something I should?
On the behalf of the of Speaker Wayland in Easthaven.
Heard from him in time. He looks into the hall and sees your large group standing there. This might be a tight fit, but we'll make it work. And gestures you inside.
And I will kind of, like, as I step through, I will kind of shuffle to the side, like to the side of the door as everybody comes in, so that they can also see into the room before entering, since I'm a mountain of a person, literally.
So for the for placement, or to keep it interesting, I do have a map for this, because where you stand in this kind of might influence what you see and what you experience. And so I will now reveal Speaker Wayland's quarters. Reveal Speaker Wayland's Speaker's token. The armed individual, Prudence, and the tiefling leader, Scarth. And of course, he will introduce as you guys enter. Of course, getting your names. Does anyone want to give a false name or mislead or withhold any information as far as basic introductions go?
I'll just introduce myself as Ventus. I won't give the full title.
There's no point in trying to do a false name. People know who I am.
I know. Yeah, I know where I want to be. Right.
Yeah, I'll say I'm placing your tokens. Go ahead and start moving yourselves wherever you wish to stand. The armed individual will kind of step back to get out of the way.
On the bed.
Because
Norm, get out of here.
Yeah, Norm leaps upon the bed and starts jumping.
You can tell that armed person is just sort of a normal person, so they, step out of the way for business to conduct. But not leaving, so they were seemingly here for a reason.
Oh, shit, I don't know where to go.
Yeah, be right up in his face. I'm sure that's gonna make him nice and comfortable.
Can I be standing in the door like this?
On the bed.
If anybody's gonna recline on the bed, I think we know who it's
gonna be.
Seeing that wind doesn't fully enter, the speaker will look out and say, "You can enter, friend. No trouble. Plenty of room."
You see, I don't really know you well enough for you to be calling me friend. And also, I just got, my shoes are a little dirty, so I don't want to
He
mess
is
up your rug
very
here.
particular about certain things. He means no offense.
It'd be rude if I walked in here with dirty shoes. This is the place where you sleep. It's just kind of. I don't want to bring an outside germs inside the house. You know. It's
Cut
just,
to Norm jumping on the bed.
We are a collection of very interesting characters, as you can probably tell already. So he's just particular about certain things. That's all.
Sure then.
By the way, I am just to clarify, I'm not on his bed.
yes,
I'm leaning against the like footrest or
I assume
footboard.
no one is doing anything untoward as far as sitting and standing. You're doing normal things for this conversation.
That's not.
Well, time for me old calisthenics.
You fully take off your shoes like someone on an airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Start clipping my toenails.
Oh.
Casimir's toenails that are like 5 inches long.
Check him into the fire.
Yeah, they crackle.
Oh God.
So once everyone is settled and comfortable, introductions are made. Speaker Nerth says, "So, what is the news from Wayland?"
And I just kind of look at the group with this kind of like look of like stern, but also here we go.
Before we have this conversation, go. I'm so sorry. I'm going to get something to drink downstairs very quickly. I will be right back. And I'm going to go out this door kind of this way.
He interrupts and says, "We have wine, water up here, if that's what you're after."
I didn't want to be rude, but I really have to use the restroom. I just was going to say that, but now that you pressed me, there it is. Sorry. And I'm going to go out the way and like kind of go out here, just like kind of out of sight.
Mm-hmm.
And while all this conversation is happening,
I did reveal the token. There is a person up there, but you can go down the stairs or something and be a little out of.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna like go downstairs real quick, and I'm going to cast Locate Object.
And
I want to know where that motherfucking cauldron is.
Fuck yeah, that's what I like to hear.
And I'll say, yeah, he'll be fine. He had a bad almond earlier.
Almondiac.
Yeah.
Oh, that raises some unfortunate questions.
It does. It really does. I don't like it.
Anyway,
that's the Yak people's main export.
Almonds.
So in the meantime, we'll have a quick chat.
Have that conversation.
Yeah, you guys can make conversation before I get to Jacob's thing. So, yes, about Wayland's news.
I'm just going to cut right to the chase. There was an unfortunate incident in the town hall. A bit of thievery, if you will. And in the process of trying to help out, as we have been wont to do, we've been helping out around the towns, trying to make life a little bit better, a little bit easier, and bring, hopefully, some of the misery of Icewind Dale to an end. Some of it, as we can. And in the process of helping to sort out the object that has gone missing, it has led us here, in fact. I'm going to be very direct with you, Speaker Nerth. The woman sitting by the fire here is implicated in the theft of a very valuable thing. And I'm going to also be very forward in saying that her presence in this room, in your suite, tells me that you might know something about it, even be involved. Now, not going to imply any kind of violence here. I am not. That is not how I like to do things. I do them if I have to. I do it if I have to, but it's not how I like to do things. This is all to say we know that she is involved in the theft of the object. I can assume that you are also involved in some manner as well. And let us discuss the undoing of said theft for the betterment of both Targos and Easthaven. You are very well known and very well liked around here for the things you have done for Targos. That is respectable and commendable. I respect you for that. You have made people's lives a little better, even if you're a little ruthless. But it should not come at the expense of the other towns. Everyone here is suffering together. There's no point in making it worse for the others just to give yourself a small leg up. Because I'm sure the circle of fate will come back around for you as well. Wouldn't want to bring that kind of unfortunate karma upon your people after everything you've done. So let's talk about undoing this in a diplomatic and friendly manner. You know who I am. You know my reputation. You know I am not. I'm not here. You know who I am. You know my reputation, I assume. Most people
I have a
around
certain
here.
set of skills.
Most people around here know my name, at least. And you know that you hopefully should know that I am not here to cause problems. I'm here to solve them. So let's solve this. As gentlemen.
Ventus, in the meantime, the Cauldron is in the basement, which you have not seen the entrance for.
I'm gonna go.
Oh.
Cool. I'm gonna go over to the bartender downstairs, downstairs, and I'll walk up to him. Hey, hello, friend. I didn't get your name earlier, and that was rude of me. What is your name?
Owen?
Owen. My name is Vin. Owen, do you know if there's a quiet place, like a basement or something, where I can take a moment by myself? Being in public, I get really bad headaches, and outside is far too cold. Do you have a basement or something that I might just take a moment?
As that happens, something happens. Alan causes some problems.
Alan.
Involved.
Alan.
What's up?
God damn it!
So let's spin that wheel to see if Ventus can.
That
find
the famous phrase. Hey guys, what's up?
Son of a bitch. Okay, hang on. I want to see the wheel.
I can't see. I gotta look at the wheel.
I had to make the screen bigger because the wheel was really small when I have it half screen. Foreboding happens.
So Owen goes on to say, we do have a basement, but that's for employees and town speaker employees only. So, but we have quiet corners I can direct you to over there and over there and over there and.
I look at Owen and I go, all right. I think you can be trusted. And I touch him on his hand and I go, I am the last heir of the Alagondar house from Neverwinter. And I need the basement for official Neverwinter royalty business.
Gamble. We're gambling so hard right now.
8 wisdom, baby.
Oh man.
Hey, just so you know, I'm a king, and I really need your basement for king stuff.
Make
Prince.
I'm someone with less authority.
I need a
deception
check
for prince stuff.
That is a 19 for a 22. Or sorry, 21.
You see his jaw drops a little bit.
I mean, be cool. Be cool.
Yes.
I'm on secret business. Be cool. Not sir. You can just call me Vin. That's weird. Don't call me sir.
Vin? He's kind of like avoiding eye contact. You see that,
You can look at me. You're not going to burst into flames. I'm cool. We're cool. Don't worry about it.
Well, if you need a private space, the basement won't be any good. The town speaker has some of the militiamen down there. They'll just be in your way.
That's... Why are they down there?
It was some special delivery of the town speakers. Just keep it quiet.
Okay. It's okay. I'm gonna go rejoin my party upstairs. Thank you for what you've done. Say nothing to anyone. I have people stationed everywhere. They will kill you. And I walk away and I go, damn it, I sound too much like Wen.
Win would be so proud if you said that.
Yeah,
If
right?
Win heard this, he'd be grinning ear to ear.
I lift my coat and I look at Zeph and I go, not a word. Don't say anything.
In the meantime,
And I eventually will go back upstairs.
yes, Speaker Nerth turns to Prudence and turns to the kind of quiet, armed person leaning against the bookshelf, and says, I thought you weren't followed. But you said you were quick enough that you thought you could outrun anyone that might have followed you.
To be fair to them, we didn't follow them. We just... Process of elimination. Only so many people knew. A very, very small number. And only one of them was missing. So, it was easy to figure out who it was, and it was easy to track any missing pieces of information from there. So,
He kind of cranes his head over to you and says, you're right, I have heard of you. Heard lots of stories about you and your friends, and you're good. Better than I thought. Much better than I thought. And kind of looks around at all of you, and says, I figured that if the officials of Easthaven were half as good as us, then we wouldn't need such a cauldron. They have more lake space than we do, and well, before he goes on,
I'm very much on my guard with how calm he is being.
Louis,
That unsettles me more.
there is a flash as he goes to say the next thing. You glance over, hands kind of on his hips, like sort of in disbelief, looking at everyone, looking around the room. But as he says this last thing, he says, "But I'm not going to let my people starve." And in a flash, his hand is away from his hip, knife in hand, lashing out at Gil. And we are going to roll initiative, and Louis is not surprised.
Okay.
Because he had a sense of foreboding and looked over at just the right time.
Can I still roll and just be running up the stairs?
Yup. And I even have a separate map for that. So let me grab Ventus off this page. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I just delete him off that page. And actually, you will be able to roll in roll 20, because it will add it into an initiative tracker that's easy.
Roll
for
20 or
everyone.
Owlbear?
Roll up. D&D Beyond.
Yes.
That's the one.
I
Cool.
rolled a nat 20, so I'd like to keep that.
What's your dexterity modifier?
Well, my dex is +1, but because I am a Gloomstalker, I can add my wisdom, so that makes it a 23.
Nice. I was actually about to roll one of the for the first time one of the d20s you gave me, Jacob.
Nice.
But I will use the D&D Beyond ones since I haven't rolled
yet. You should be able to just in your character sheet just roll initiative in your character sheet, and it will do all the work for you and auto-populate it for me. And then we'll take a few minutes to refill and pee and stuff.
How do I? Where's my initiative?
Hey yo. Hey yo.
How do I? Where is initiative? I'm on that.
It's at the top of your sheet, but below proficiency.
Side AC.
Beside AC.
Oh my god.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
huge.
Sorry, I'm dumb.
Oh, the D20. Yeah, it's fucking massive.
Wait, so do you guys see what I just rolled?
8.
It's a little chat box, game log, where it says, or at least on my screen, where it says campaign the day after tomorrow. There's like a little chat bubble looking thing. You can open up the chat log.
Oh wow. Okay.
It is pretty cool. Too bad D&D Beyond fucked up their Twitch attachment.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a little
Game.
upset about that, but whatever.
for shame.
What a shame.
For shame.
Have you guys rolled?
Yeah.
It's in the game log.
I would happily re-roll it.
Icewind Dale.
It didn't auto-populate, which is weird.
I'm keeping my nat 20.
All right. Are we taking potty
Yes,
break
take,
before we
take a
start
little
this?
5. We'll take a little potty break,
Rad.
and we'll jump right into it.
Rad.
Alrighty.
Did you get everybody's initiative from that?
I sure did.
Word.
Radical.
Mine was terrible.
And with surprise rounds and such, Speaker will lash out with a knife at Gil first.
What a dick.
And hits. 12 points of slashing damage from this short curved blade. Lashes out, kind of hits a peculiar spot, like kind of at your collarbone, as if he was going for a neck and then just dropped the blade and hit a little bit lower.
Did that seem intentional?
It seemed intentional. As if he's not trying to kill you. And he says, I'm not giving that cauldron back. This could turn the tide for Targos. And then he is going to take a second swipe with his knife once more. Another kind of called shot almost. That was a natural 17, so that will do it. But it's little baby damage for 4 points of damage this time. And it happens so fast and in such quick succession as he was delivering his final lines that everyone was surprised except Louis, of all people. So, Louis, you get a turn.
Is that based on his passive perception?
That was based on the sense of foreboding, a passive perception, and a random roll.
All right.
Hey.
Rad.
Something did good.
It did good. It could have done bad.
I will say, sir, we can talk about this. We have a lot of different options. We've helped a lot of different towns. I think you should drop your sword, and we should go ahead and hand over that cauldron, and I will cast Charm Person.
Wonderful. What type of save is that?
That's a Wisdom 15, and he does have advantage because he did just stab us.
Hit attack.
Yeah. Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
I rolled
Ow.
okay on my last couple rolls, so we'll see.
If he had done just one more point of damage, it would have been half of my HP.
That's a natural 20, so I think that's a success.
I don't like that.
And he snaps back and says, well, I'm not giving the cauldron back. Okay.
Well,
Anything else for your turn?
I
Bonus action, movement.
can't bonus action spell.
Bonus action, shillelagh.
I was thinking about bonus action shillelagh.
Shillelagh.
I will bonus action shillelagh. For my next turn.
Shillelagh, but every time it gets more and more incomprehensible.
Shillelagh.
Okay. And then with that, we'll start formally up at the top with Casimir.
Cool. As I see this happen, I take, I guess, a few seconds to process it. I just call it, go! And I can hit the speaker from where I'm at.
Reach over Prudence in her chair.
Yeah, I just kind of,
Vile.
yeah, I just kind of elbow push her to the side. And as I stab out, and how hardy does this guy look? Because okay, I want to do non-lethal damage, but I guess flavor-wise, do I want to stab him or just like smack him in the head with the flat of my bill hook?
I would say like it's hard to guess maybe how hardy he is, but with the speed and technique that he is attacking, he's no schlub. He knows what he's doing. He has fought before.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna stab him, or at least try, but I'm gonna look to incapacitate rather than kill. So these will be, if I hit, non-lethal damage. Okay, that's gonna be a 19 to hit.
Okay.
And then I get a second attack because I'm a Gloomstalker. Yeah, that's a that's a 25 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wait, is Gloomstalker one of the few ranger classes that or subclasses that actually gets a second attack?
I get
Every ranger
additional
attack gets.
Well, yeah,
Rangers all get extra.
yeah, rangers all get extra attack, but at third level, I get a feature where if I take the attack action on my first round of combat, I can take an additional attack.
Okay.
And does
So we
this-
get another attack eventually, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And it does extra damage.
Yeah.
If you're
Fifth level.
wondering.
Like everyone else.
Cool. Let me find my D10s.
What'd you say, Austin?
I said Rangers get extra attack at 5th level.
5th level.
Almost there.
Almost there.
I can't wait to be able to throw great swords at people twice around.
Cool. And I'm also gonna mark him. And so I guess I kind of suck the moisture in the room out.
Xavier.
Yeah, I suck it down and
And then what?
ooh, okay. Not great on the D10, but the D8 did serve me pretty well. That's 5, 12, plus an additional D4. Okay, 15 plus 8. So 21 points of damage.
Woo.
As I just I've killed many beasts, many things. I know where to stab to kill, and I know where to stab to incapacitate. And I just in quick succession, like spinning my halberd into action and go across the room and stab Ib twice into this guy. And since I just took Polar Master, I'm gonna take an additional attack with the butt of my staff.
Does the marking him not take anything? Is it just a
Nope,
when you hit?
it does-
Ugh.
Yep, it does not take any sort of action.
What doesn't? Marking him?
yeah. When you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can call on your mystical bond with nature to mark the target as your favorite enemy for 1 minute or until you lose concentration.
Yeah, this is the new
Yeah,
thing, the new
revised
ranger.
Yep.
The one that makes ranger good.
Yeah, and that's a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Oh, and it doesn't
Cool.
even take his bonus action.
And-
That's kinda
That's why
dope.
I asked. I was like, wait a
That-
second.
You just gotta
Yep,
land a hit.
Yeah.
And you can stack that with Hunter's Mark if you want.
No, I don't think you can actually.
Hunter's Mark lets you do it on every hit. The marking is just once
The
per
first.
turn.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Stack.
I don't think you can stack it because it has to be concentration.
Yeah, you don't think you're concentrating on.
You don't concentrate on the marked enemy thing.
Okay, and I get
Favorite foe you do.
I get my modifier on the 1d4 hit, right?
Ooh, that's a great question.
It says I use my modifier, which would lead me to believe that I get it on damage, but I may be wrong.
First time you
Yeah.
I think the D4 is
yeah. You
additional.
would add your.
Cool. That is an additional 7 points of damage, so that'll be 28 points of damage.
On the back end attack.
28 all
Oh,
told.
28 altogether. I was like,
Yeah.
just what?
Excuse me.
Yeah, I rolled really well on the d4.
That's why I was like, wait, what?
But yeah, that's my first round. Just stab, whip around, and just crack him across the jaw with the other end of it.
Something strange happens as the speaker smashes up against his desk. The chair topples to the side. Papers fly everywhere. He yells out to Prudence.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say anything comprehensible. Everyone, you hear him yell out and say, dinner's on you. Well, dinner's on Prudence specifically, which is very odd.
Manchurian candidate type of shit.
When he does, he lunges away, disengaging as his bonus action, dodges over Prudence, and sort of does a maneuver with her, kicking the chair out of the way, and as she just got elbowed and knocked away, she very quickly, deftly stumbles up to her feet, also disengaging as a bonus action, running over here. Speaker will take, before actually she does that maneuver, as he gets her out of the way, he's going to take his attacks on Casimir after just that walloping blow. First one definitely misses. And the second one definitely misses. He rolled real doo-doo. So,
is he coming at me with the knife?
Yes.
Cool. The first one kind of skids off the haft of my pole arm, and then the other, it's like palm it and smack it away.
And he, frustrated and surprised, and maybe a bit scared, who knows, sort of takes Prudence's place as she runs over to the door. We'll take she's not going to do anything, actually. Instead, she's going to slam the door closed, lock it, and brace herself against it, locking Wynn out of the room.
Oh boy.
That's
Okay.
smart.
Cool, yeah. Glad our healer's outside.
It doesn't matter. That's fine.
The dude that was blamed for being followed is going to pick up what the speaker is putting down and is just going to turn his attention toward Norm. Lazily.
Wow, the nicest dude. Literally just going at the nicest dude possible.
And is going to pull out basically what amounts to a fortified club almost. And is just going to take some whacks at Norm. Excuse me.
Gross.
Couldn't be me.
Let me see here. I closed out what I needed.
Oh, can I ask what's this thing next to my character?
What is this thing next? Bookshelf.
Okay.
Norm, your AC is only 11?
That's wrong.
16.
You might not have your armor equipped in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, you have to equip your armor. So what would it be? What would your AC be normally?
16.
16. Lucky for you, only one of those strikes hit. And it deals...
Oh, I don't think I added any of my equipment.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
Go ahead and take 6 points of damage. And then as their turns proceed, start adding your normal stuff to your inventory. Man, they all rolled really high. I did the auto roll in D&D Beyond, and it's really coming in clutch.
I love that.
Scarth will turn around to Louis, captain of or leader of the guard. Not really a captain in any way, shape, or form.
I wouldn't call myself the leader yet.
Not
It's
you.
still a little.
Not you. Will 2 blades drawn.
Okay.
And your AC is
15.
It's not doo-doo anymore.
No,
So-
I'm spending a shit ton of money on it.
One of the long swords hits, and the short sword misses. So only the long sword hits, taking a whopping 9 points of slashing damage.
I don't like when you say "oh geez." Can we just
I'll just be
subtract
perfectly
that?
silent. I'll just spout out numbers.
Yeah,
9.
thank you. That's actually what I want from you.
That turns you on. Next up,
A little
the
bit.
big man himself, Gil. Prudence is holding the door closed and it's locked too, and like, latch lock and all that good stuff. So it's secure, but she's holding it back anyway.
Having just taken 2 knife strikes, there is like the briefest moment of just almost like this creeping bloodshot to Gil's eyes as like this momentary flash of just pure rage comes across his face, and then his face, he just goes back to the normal stoic, like just this instant flash of rage, and then it goes away. And I am going to use my bonus action to use my channel divinity for Peerless Athlete. And in that moment, I'm going to go, we tried to be nice. And I'm going to reach down to like, basically, I'm going to go to grab Prudence and just fucking toss. Yeah, so Peerless Athlete doubles my lift, carry, push capacity and gives me an advantage on... Yeah, so like I can lift like a ton right now.
So go ahead and make...
I have advantage on athletics stuff.
You do? For the...
Oh, yeah. Peerless athlete advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks. I double my carry, push, drag, and lift, and it increases my jump stuff.
There's like no chance, but go ahead and roll your advantage athletics check. She will roll her dexterity, and we will see how you absolutely yeet her across the room.
2 abilities. We're gonna hit athletics, and we'll do it again just for fun.
And you can roll stuff on your own. It's just initiative. It just makes it easier for auto the initiative order. So it's up to you whether you roll in person or on D&D Beyond.
It's probably gonna be easier with D&D Beyond, honestly. I don't have a lot of good surfaces to roll on right now. So 23 on that athletics to just so fucking throw.
11.
Nice.
And not in a hot way, but you kind of throw her on the bed.
Yeah,
you
like
just launch her across the room.
Just that brief moment of
anger. I thought he was
gonna
throw her through the door.
No, I'm throwing her off the door, away from the door.
Oh, I thought you were gonna smash her to the door and break the door down with her body.
And then I'm the door. Is it like a handle or something?
Doorknob, a little latch lock.
Simple. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna fucking.
Simple.
I'm basically gonna rip the latch off because
the door handle rips out of the door.
Just
get smacked in the face.
Yeah,
I'm like,
rip. I'm just gonna rip the latch off so that they can't lock the door. With
Wind's on the other side of the door, like, hello, what's going on in there?
fucking
through the door.
Pull wind through the peephole.
But yeah, so like I rip the latch off and just say, "Welcome to the party."
Yeah, and now you see Win in just the moment that the door was closed, everything is different. Everyone's attacking someone. There's blood. There's people are thrown. Broken wood on the floor.
It's the Donald Glover with the pizza box.
Yeah. But as soon as I rip the latch off and say welcome to the party, I'm going to
party, pal.
Get on the back of Speaker Maxildanarr.
Sweet.
Because I am now.
You're pissed.
But I am pissed.
Well, it turns out, Win, it's your turn. Perfect timing.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
Now that the door's open and I can see everyone, I am going to look at Prudence. Well, I guess it doesn't matter who I look at. I'm going to cast Sleep. So I'm just going to take my trident and just like, boom, boom, and just like a blue glittery mist just radiates from it. And then we're going to cast Sleep.
Start rolling those dice.
We love sleep. We love sleep.
Travis is like when
how many dice is that?
Travis is like when you use sleep to put all the goblins to sleep in that one game we played with.
Yes.
Yeah.
I put like a whole group of goblins to sleep, and half of them fell off of roofs and shit
Jesus. And then died.
Yeah. Because it was just 3 of us. It was like a bard, a fighter, and a sorcerer, and we're like, uh-oh.
Sleep is great. Sleep is one of my favorite spells.
It's really good, and especially in like minion or horde situations or
I'm casting this at a higher level, so I get 2 more.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh,
Okay.
thrill. I forgot how thrilling low-level combat can be sometimes when it's actually like kind of, you know.
So that's a 49
You mean the only combat that exists?
points of damage, or it's not really damage, but 49 points
Yeah.
of sleep.
Ooh.
Speaker Wayland and Prudence. Look, Prudence is already on the bed, so that's very lucky. But Speaker Wayland and Prudence, both collapse, dead weight, sound asleep.
All right, and there's one more in here, right? Scarth.
There's Scarth, and then this kind of thuggy, weaponed person who hasn't fully been revealed yet.
Got it. Got it. All right. Don't hit the ones that are sleeping. Kill the other ones, I guess.
Kill the other ones, I guess.
I heft the speaker into the chair as he's falling, and as his eyes are like fluttering closed, I just say, "Noi, noi."
That's funny.
Yeah.
Good job. I like that.
I love it. Oh, actually, hold on. You guys will enjoy this. I found this thing that someone made. I don't remember the Reddit user off the top of my head, but they made little tokens for conditions.
That's awesome.
That can be attached like to like PC or character tokens. Let me find the sleep one. Actually, I'll find the unconscious one. That sounds right. Yeah, so it's that kind of grayish one. So I go WAMP and then change it to prop. And there we go.
That's cool.
That is very
That's
cool.
nice.
I'm gonna put Prudence up. There we go. Don't want to attach it to Louis by accident. There we
Okay.
go.
I'll get there
That way
eventually.
we remember. Shout out to an anonymous Reddit user that I do not remember off the top of my head. All right.
Yeah, shout out that person.
Yeah,
I'm sure
anything
they.
else win?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay in the doorway. I don't like everything that's going on, so I'm just gonna stay back.
I don't like anything that's going on.
So yeah, that's all for me.
That'll take it down to Norm. You just got attacked. Or attempted attacked by that guy.
Sorry, I had a lot of.
Or girl. Or person.
That fucker.
That folk.
Okay, I think I added most of my stuff.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Damn, y'all
Okay.
rolled like fucking crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's like, it's like 8, 11, and then 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 23.
Okay, this guy just hit me with what?
Like a club, a reinforced club.
Okay.
Some people call that a mace.
Can I grab him?
I think that's different, actually.
Thanks, Travis. Can you what?
Can I grab him and then push him?
Grab him and push him. You could just push him and
And then grab him.
Do you really need to grab him, or do you just want to like push him?
Well, if I push him, he's not gonna go in the direction I want him to
You
go.
want to move him.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? That's a great question. Can you shove in
And
any
he's like-
direction?
He's up against a wall, so I don't want to. I can't maneuver.
We'll see how high you roll. I'll let you kind of
Okay.
do. I'm thinking of a specific game or something where it's like you just kind of grab him and then throw him to the side.
Sec?
Did you just-
What?
Why are you throwing people to the side?
Sometimes you gotta. Never mind. Sometimes you gotta just
There's
sack a
too
potato
many
person. You
people
know what I
in
mean?
the
Whoa.
way.
You know,
It's
sometimes-
throwing
911.
them.
Sometimes
I'd like to
just keep
report
things
spousal
interesting-
abuse.
Sometimes just to keep things interesting, you gotta give them the people's elbow.
So
can
Alan,
fit
if
up
you'll
to your
make
elbow?
Your athletics check, and if you have any bonuses or things you want to do to enhance that, or things you have that enhance that, call those out. But
Okay.
otherwise, just straight athletics check, and this person will make an opposed check.
I'm gonna be actually funny enough. Go ahead.
Am I
was not
real
actually-
rolling or D&D Beyond rolling?
Do what?
Do whatever. Do either one. Real roll or D&D
Yeah,
Beyond.
you can use your physical dice, owlbear, D&D Beyond. I don't super care. It's just initiative
Hang
is
on.
what matters for me.
I need to not be an old man. Okay.
You're gonna use technology? Me too, though.
We
have
technology.
I've spent far too much money on physical dice to
so
not
everyone-
use them.
Exactly. That's why I'm still using them.
Plus athletics.
Yeah.
6. So 14.
Oh, that's cocked.
Yeah,
And
yeah. That's
8.
what they all say.
And I believe shoving is 5 feet away from you. So, you could push them. You could grab. I assume you're just kind of doing it across from you and putting him between Gil and Louis. Or are you gonna push him toward the chair over there?
I want to push him into the fire.
That's too far.
Can I knock him prone?
Yes, you can shove someone prone. Yeah.
Okay. I want to shove him prone.
That just means he will be, or they will be, basically just in front of you somewhere right here.
Okay, cool.
Prone.
Okay. Then can I move here?
Sure.
Okay. And then can I jump on him?
He's gonna power bomb him.
Yeah, why not?
So, jumping as if you're like jumping on a bed or a trampoline, or like belly flop, or people's elbow, or what kind of jumping on them?
Knees.
Ooh.
That, I will say, is an attack and will need to wait until your next turn.
Can I action search?
Yeah, you can action search.
Alright.
So,
That's
you'll
advantage. They're prone.
You'll make an unarmed attack with advantage. And you should, let me
Take your hammer and bust their knees, Alan.
Alan, since you're an old man with technology like I am, I think I know a D&D Beyond trick.
You can just click unarmed.
Well,
on
yeah,
actions.
so in your, like, attacks and actions and stuff, if you
Okay.
right-click on the hit/DC button, or, like, the number for it, your attack bonus,
Uh-huh.
if you right-click, you should be able to click Advantage. It'll open up a little menu. And you click Advantage, and then click Roll. And it'll roll your attack roll at advantage for you.
If only this notification was in my way so I could see what my dice were.
You rolled a 26, which I think is a nat 20. Because you have a plus 6.
Yeah.
You rolled a nat 20! You rolled a natural 1 and a nat 20 on advantage.
Here comes the giant fist.
That's gonna explode.
I'm gonna throw up. This is horrible. This is so stupid. I hate this game.
So now
Greatest game in the world.
So it technically
Crit-
doubles your dice, but you're not rolling any dice. So it's 2 plus your strength, which is
4?
something like
uh
that? 4. So
4?
just
Okay.
6 points of knee-dropping damage on this.
Just double
dude.
that. 12. 12. Go on. Isn't that 20?
Well, I doubled the dice, which is technically 1. I don't want to give him too much.
12 points of damage is not too
bonus action?
You still have a bonus action, yeah. Please stop. No more.
They're already dead.
Alan.
This is gonna be some gory shit. Alright. Hammering Horn says immediately after you hit someone with a melee attack, you can use a bonus action to shove the target with the horns.
So you're gonna slide him across the floor with your horns. Okay, what happens? What do I need to roll? What do you need to roll?
Target.
The resignation.
Okay. A strength save of 8 plus 4 plus 6, or, whoa, 8 plus 4 plus 2, 14. Strength
save.
save Yeah, 14.
Oh, a 15. Oh. So he grabs your horns after just knee bombing him on the floor. Says, what the fuck?
Can I stay in that position just on top of it?
Sure.
Trying to like.
Does he have any air in his lungs?
Yeah, that's why it's so exaggerated. Like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. I love how whenever he attacked Norm, y'all were like, oh my gosh, he's attacking the nicest one. And then Norm goes in and just destroys him.
Yeah, but he's so quirky.
I'll yell out, "This one's mine."
Jeez. Nah. All right.
Yeah,
Hot.
Norm, I found all these other note cards, and there's a lot about making them eat their teeth. What's that about?
Well, I have
You haven't read any of these yet. Like, were you
Norm,
going to?
it says later, hello, my name is Norm the Widowmaker Alpha. Louis, it is your turn.
Oh
You
God,
see-
it's my turn.
Yeah, you
That's
see
weird.
that the Speaker and Prudence are asleep. Norm has mounted this other dude.
Yeah,
and
he did.
And Scarth is confused, to say the least.
Just a little bit of a tear rolls to my eye of just being proud. And I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'm within reach of each of them. What's the one that stabbed me? Is it Scarth?
Yeah, it was Scarth.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna bonk that dude's head. Big bonk. Big bonk. I'm gonna. Fuck it. I'm just gonna bonus action. Hunters mark this guy.
Ooh.
I
think there's a
and then. Oh, is there?
just keep going.
Then I'm gonna bonk him. Big bonk.
I'm gonna bonk him. Oh, there's a hunter's mark. Yep, there's a hunter's mark little thing. Boom. Very cool.
13.
13 to bonk? That doesn't bonk. That bounces off his split mail.
I don't like that. Since we have one attack, that's my turn.
Wow, Louis, so great.
Could have rolled lots of dice, but instead,
No.
I won't.
As a choice, I will not. Now,
Yeah. It's purely.
here's where it gets exciting. We're gonna move maps a little bit, very briefly, as it is Ventus's turn. Back down to the first floor, so Ventus can see kind of how far he has to travel. There is a door over here that leads to the stairs that lead up to the second floor.
Is there a commotion?
I would say yeah. Since Ventus kind of knows that there was something going on, potentially, he probably hears the thuds and understands, like, oh, something's happening. Whereas other people would maybe say, oh, it's a door slam or someone dropped something.
And I feel like I would reasonably be able to assume if it's in the basement and this guy just told me that the leader's men are guarding the basement, that like he probably has something to do with it. Because I went in the room and I saw the lady too. I saw Prudence as well.
Yes.
So like Ventus is smart. I would put 2 and 2 together that at least something weird. And then as soon as there's commotion, I'll just look at Owen and go, I need to return to upstairs. You're great.
He's still being very awkward and he says, and you as well. And also you should have some.
And I go 30 over here.
Okay. Swing the door open.
And then I will bonus action Misty Step.
Ooh, so you teleport
So
30 feet.
yeah.
Let me move you up to the map. And I'll say you could probably get somewhere in this kind of common area, wherever you want. Probably not far enough to reach the actual room itself, so somewhere in there.
Oh, like, is this okay right here?
Yeah, that works.
Like, pop up next to this guy and go, hello? Don't mind me. I'm just going in there.
All right.
Is this person like... Is this person a guard?
They have stood up from their table and are reaching for their like belt.
Can I discern their intention? What's
Seems
their
like
face
they were about
like?
to go run into that room.
Oh. I'll look at Wynn now that I'm moving on. I go, I believe that the town speaker, has stolen something. I think that they did this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that I wouldn't feel bad about this. And then I stab and I just touch that person on the head and I zap them with shocking grasp.
Oh my god, yeah.
Do it again.
Roll an attack.
That is 17.
Yeah, that was definitely it.
6 points of damage.
They're still up, but you gravely wounded them.
And I will simply go, for your conscience and for mine, please stand down. And that is my turn.
That'll take it back up to Casimir. You have the sleeping speaker, the sleeping Prudence, the prone guy, and Scarth fighting Louis.
Okay, so yeah, I sit him in his seat, say nighty night, and then I just kind of snarl and I go, "You're next." And I'm gonna go over here, flanking with Louis, and I'm going to take an attack. That is at advantage. That is the same on both dice, which is a 19 to hit.
That does hit.
Cool, and I'll just go ahead and roll my Polar Master smack as well. Yeah, that's a 25, so that's gonna hit. Ooh, rolling well for me today, boys. All right, and I'm also gonna mark him because why not? I'll drop concentration on the speaker. I think I can do it a number of times.
Proficiency bonus.
Yep. So this will be my second time. Ooh. Okay. 5, 10, 11, 12 plus 20 points of damage. Non-lethal again, but I am just fucking in this confined space. It's just finding every angle to hit, wheeling around, and I kind of carve in between his split mail plates and pull the hook through, and then on the other end, I just crack him in the temple, and assume a defensive stance, and can see where I cut him. The blood, it kind of freezes and pushes into the wounds more. But yeah, that'll be my turn.
And with that, you taking your stance, you see Scarth glances over to the sleeping Prudence, the speaker, and the completely mounted sort of bandit person over by Norm. And basically Scarth just takes his two blades, his long sword, short sword, wedges them in between two of the wooden planks in the floor, and stops and says, "Yeah, a good fighter sees when he's outnumbered, and we are sorely outnumbered."
Good man.
I
Knowing
don't know if the speaker's will want to talk once he's awake, but and kind of turns generally to everyone and says, I consider this matter wrapped up for now. So you have us. And sort of plants himself back down in the chair that he was sitting in, grabs his tankard of beer and takes a swig.
I will.
Say, if you don't mind.
And I'll grab his weapon.
Sure. Just a very nice long sword and short sword, at least compared to most of the other fighters in Icewind Dale.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will. Is that? There's a chest there. Does that look locked?
It does not look locked.
Cool.
Are we out of
I will-
initiative, or are we
Yeah,
still?
we'll fall out of initiative right now.
Okay, and I just kind of like the guy next to me. I just go.
I'll
I walk
open the
away.
chest and throw in his weapons, and I'll also take the speaker's weapon and throw it in the chest.
And,
And
see
just-
the chest is mostly like clothes and sort of personal belongings. Nothing, it's not a chest full of gold or anything.
I like burst in the
and
room,
clothes.
and I go. I take note of like the speaker and Brandon's being. That makes sense. I know where the cauldron is. They have it downstairs in the basement.
Shouldn't we tie them up? Let's get the cauldron, but I think we should also tie them up.
Well, I think we should have a conversation before we just go into the basement because it is guarded in the basement, so we can at least let's tie them up. Yes. Norm, you got that guy.
Like tie him up.
I mean, you're sitting on him. That's good enough, right?
Okay.
And Norm just.
I did actually legitimately. I've been working on these, so maybe I don't want to lose them or anything. But I'll use. I
Get some fuzzy handcuffs.
I just have silk rope and fuzzy handcuffs. Yeah.
Put the handcuffs on the speaker, please.
When did you get fuzzy handcuffs?
I bought it. I told you I bought all my materials from last time, from the last town.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I spent like 10 gold or something to get all that
to
stuff.
remake some things. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I have some manacles that are technically fuzzy.
Manacles, fuzzy.
Comma fuzzy. Yeah. I probably have 2 of those somewhere. So I use those both.
Oh no! Wait. Why is the prone ring stuck on me?
Oh, because it thinks that you are what it's attached to now.
I guess you're just crawling on the floor now.
Just quit moving yourself. Just leave yourself be. Hold on. I'll stop it. Stop it.
So I guess we'll tie them up.
Yep.
Yeah, and now let's go on. Now, I guess after that, let's just go.
Well, I mean,
I mean-
I think that we should at least have a conversation with him first. Maybe we can persuade him to. We can
Do you wanna
resolve
bring
it
him-
peacefully.
Do you want to bring them with us? Honestly.
I don't think we should bring him anywhere for now. I think we should talk to him first.
Sure, we can wake him up. I'm fine with that. It's not like he can do nothing.
So he's handcuffed. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna shocking grasp him, not like actual. I just want to touch him and like zap him on the head, like to wake him up. I'm not trying to like do the full damage of the spell, just for flavor. I'm just like going. Zzz.
Yeah, and Prudence would also be awake probably by this point too.
I would say this is a minute.
Sleep is only a minute, so they would kind of also wake up themselves.
Oh, he's dead. I killed him. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
You killed him. So he comes to groggily, and as he does, Scarth yells over and says, "Nerth, that was a terrible plan. That was not good. I mean, it was okay. We thought we had him, but they were better than you thought, like you said." And then takes a swig of his drink.
I want you to know, speaker sir, I am a very patient man. However, my companions, as you may have seen, are not. So I would like you to succinctly explain to me why you thought it'd be a good idea to steal from the other towns.
Gotta feed the people. Got to feed the people.
I understand that this place is dismal, but why not band together to try to achieve something instead of trying to steal from your fellows? Did you not think that we would be here at some point? We could help as we did in Easthaven?
I'm not sure. Folks here are very trustworthy.
Well, just because some folks are not trustworthy does not mean that everyone is not. Stealing from your fellows is only going to prolong this rhyme.
Well, when rumor spreads about magical food, doesn't really matter how long the rhyme is.
That is short-sighted thinking, and a leader should look beyond that.
I am, but I have very little concern for the other towns. I care about us in Targos.
Again, short-sighted thinking. What were you going to do now? What if someone just simply comes and steals it from you? An endless game of blood and violence and thievery. What's the point?
Well, I assume anyone who takes it back probably doesn't have the connections I do.
Again, short-sighted. Instead of trying to find a shortcut and stealing from someone else, you could have found a better way. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Do you think that stealing from the other towns inspires your people? Do they rally behind you when they
If it puts
know
food
that
on
you
their
think?
tables, then yes.
What does that teach them? That as soon as you don't have something, you take it from someone else? All you do is breed a den of thieves.
Tells them that striking deals and forming petty councils doesn't get you what you need.
Perhaps someone else would be better suited in your position if you think so little of diplomacy.
Wind slowly slides up.
I zap him.
What about your fish? They ain't biting like they used to.
No, the lake is more frozen than it used to be.
Hey, new ice fishing?
There is, but, you know, it takes a lot of time to carve through such thick ice. And when someone has to spend 12 hours of their 12-hour workday, several hours just carving through the ice and spend only 2 or 3 hours fishing, doesn't help much.
How about this? We will make you a deal. What's something that a problem that you would like solved in your town? Something that is causing your quality of life to not be what you think it should be.
I'm glad you asked. Because that cauldron will not leave my living hands freely, but I do have a thorn in my side. There's a shopkeeper. I need them gone.
I think you mistake us for the kind of criminals that you employ. Look to Scarth, no offense. We're not hitmen. We are not assassins. That is not what we do.
Who said assassinate or...
You said get rid of.
Yes. Ask him to leave. Pay him off. I just need Him to leave and his business to stay.
Why?
I need the business. I have someone who could run it better.
Explain.
He's a bad businessman.
Can you give us any more information than that?
Doesn't play nicely with some of the other businesses. Not much of a community with him and everyone else. And Targos can only succeed if everyone's playing their part.
Anybody else have any ideas?
I mean, we could just not with this guy and take the Cauldron, right?
Suppose.
I mean, listen. He tried to strike us down. We could easily execute him to call it self-defense. It's an easy, or, I mean, it's not really. I mean, we know what a Cauldron is. We could just take it. Get rid of their shitty leader. We can fill it with a better new leader. It's a lot of things that, I mean, we don't have to deal with this guy.
No, I think we do, because we need to show him that there's a better way than thievery and underhanded means.
I'm going to be honest. I think most people in this town are probably actually thieves from the past. So yeah, we can show them better ways. But I mean, there's a reason why he's in power.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm fine with. I am fine with helping him out and maybe seeing whatever. But I mean, really and honestly, if he has a cauldron, he probably doesn't need to tell him that he stole it. He just needs to say he's feeding them. Even if we get rid of the shopkeep, is that going to feed the people here? I don't know. Whatever. I think we should give it back. But obviously, even dealing with the shopkeep doesn't stop their food problem.
Well, it's a step in the right direction to teach people that working together is better than every man for themselves, especially when there's an eternal winter killing everyone. Because that just means that everyone's going to die with hate in their hearts towards their fellow man instead of, trying to fight it together.
Targos, I don't know about this whole lesson thing. I think the idea of teaching a grown person a lesson of that sort is probably a little bit more, a little bit deeper than just that. But for sure, we can try to give them a lesson, I suppose.
You have the moral backbone of a chocolate eclair.
I don't like it any more than you do, but this is just kind of how things are out here since the Rime.
Well, it doesn't have to be.
Well, of course not.
It doesn't.
Well, that's why we're gonna.
And I'm glad we're trying to change something.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to end the Rime, right?
Yeah, that's the thing that's going to change things. I don't know. Are we trying to kumbaya all these people over a fire and figure out, teach them, how to live together in harmony or some shit? Like what?
Well, as much as you may think this is a joke and you think it is funny, I think that if people can't coexist without undercutting and hurting each other, then that's not a place that I want to be.
Well, I don't know if he necessarily thinks it's a joke. It's more of just that a lot of these people's issues boil down to there's a never-ending winter. If we end the never-ending winter, it's going to resolve a lot of their problems. I mean, if we run around trying to solve everyone's, squabbles, we'll be here forever. And I, quite frankly, am trying to leave.
Until the Rime ends, there's only so much food to go around. People
What I'm
do
saying-
they have to fill their bellies.
Well, what I'm saying, it doesn't have to be this way. If people work together, then they would achieve just as much as them stealing from one another.
Sure, you get desperate enough though, and plus some people. No offense to individuals, but some people are just pieces of shit.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that if you are going to be in a position of leadership, even if the times are hard, you owe it to your people to set a good example.
But we're not the leadership. I mean, he is. Which again, we could just.
Ventus has a point.
And I'll turn back to the speaker, and I'll look at him and go, I want to make something clear. I know you are doing what you think you have to do, but all I am saying is that there can be a better way where everyone can benefit. It's called communism. Please read this Marxist literature.
Da 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 da
That's
da da da.
burn to reveal Ventus as a communist. And that's
Anyway.
why he was sent from Neverwinter.
No, there were other reasons. But anyway, there are better ways.
He just got McCarthy'd out of his country.
And I just want to make it clear that I am not looking down on you. I'm sure you felt like you did what you felt like you have to.
I'm looking down on you. You just got stabbed a couple times.
Yeah, I'm looking down on you too. You're kind of a piece of shit.
I zapped both of them.
Yeah. And he makes a remark saying that, sometimes the best way is harder for some than others, depending on resources. And he will remark that the store, the merchant he was talking about, that business passing into the hands of the town will allow for more bargaining power as far as trade, get more money for the town, and money solves all the problems. So
Money
He
solves all the
he
problems.
understands, but is still pretty steadfast in his position.
Well, let's go talk to the shopkeeper. Much to think about.
So I assume you untie the speaker.
No, I'll leave him.
I need my fuzzy.
I'm just
hands.
kidding.
I will say, I'm just kind of. I mean, we could just. He's not in a bargaining position right now. We could just ask him for the cauldron, and then we'll do the shopkeep thing. Anyway, I mean, I would have done it without him stabbing us and without him taking the cauldron.
Actually, yeah. Why don't we just get the cauldron and then to go? Yeah, we could just do both. Yeah. I like that.
There are men in the basement. We can't just walk in there and
No,
take
I'm saying I'll turn to him, the speaker, and I'll just say, look, we're gonna do the thing out of the way. You heard us take the cauldron before. Just give us the cauldron, and we will happily help you with your town. It's not like we're not going around and helping all these towns anyways. You have no bargaining here.
I think I do. I have the thing that you want.
And we could just take it.
And go through the guards I have in the basement and...
I mean, we went
We
through
got
you
rid of
pretty
you.
quickly. Like you're.
No, I don't say that you can't do it. It's... You'll never be welcome in Targos again, and half the people of 10 towns will despise you of attacking and, harming
then
the town militia.
Then we'd be no better than him. So let's not do that.
Wait, half the people of 10 towns won't be happy with us because we attacked militia and stole? Are you
Yes,
fucking with me right now?
That's how trade,
you-
contacts, and allies work. Have you had friends before?
Yeah, lots of them. I
That's
kind of
what
lost count
happens
after a
when
while.
Someone crosses your friends.
We just
Wait, so
attacked
you,
I'm well aware of what happens when someone crosses my friends.
And I kind of, he kind of feels my claws kind of dig into his shoulder a little bit.
And he says, "I wasn't talking to you, Bigfoot."
Okay, well,
no name calling. Oh, what a minute.
yeah, it's weird that this man who likes to stab people in the back and who is trying to blackmail us from a place of no power somehow is racist.
Someone tied to a chair.
I don't like this guy.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Norm heads downstairs for a drink.
Yeah, let's get going, I guess. Let's talk to the fucking shopkeep. I'm not gonna... damn. I don't want to leave my fuzzy handcuffs. Can we just drag him around town? Is that possible?
Just leave him. He's not going anywhere.
What's the name of the town that he's from?
Targos.
Targos. Okay, another one of the towns to get rid of easily.
We really need to talk about this.
Okay. Yeah, we'll discuss this later.
Okay, that's fine. Damn, I don't want to let him go. That's fine. Okay.
Okay, so
that's
you
fine.
head out to go speak to the merchant. Is that the next thing, or you go get the cauldron?
I guess I'll get his fucking manacles off. He's gonna have his hired goons do it for him anyway.
Yeah. And they'll break them. They won't just take them off.
Yeah.
What a shame that would be.
Kind of want to just break his kneecaps, but I'm not going to. That's not the right character.
It could be. A big total shift.
My character suddenly turned into not being a himbo in the last 10 sessions to being just a fuck dude.
Fuck boy?
Fuck boy.
Underneath every himbo is a fuck dude.
Yeah, you do.
Yep. So,
Okay.
undoing his restraints, heading downstairs to where you find Norm heavily drinking. And for next time, are you going to go do what he asked and get that merchant to leave, or are you going to go steal the cauldron?
Yeah, well,
Let's try, and then if that doesn't work out, we can steal, I guess.
Okay, so you'll hit up the merchant first.
Mr. Goody Two Shoes wants to help the fucking town and give them morals and values.
That's where we'll wrap up there, as everyone is unhappy with the decisions.
I'm sorry I stand for something.
Yeah,
you should try it sometime.
I do stand for things.
Yeah, fucking city boy coming to this land of starving, desperate people. Be like,
I made a point
of your actions.
I literally made a point to be like, I am not looking down on you. I just think this is bad of you to do.
It really jostles me that you're starving and have to steal from people.
No, I love it. As a character decision, it's great. It's just like from the perspective of somebody who's been like, hey, I've had to eat like bark before to not starve. It's just like, well, I don't like it, but
that's the point. Literally, I made a point to say, I don't look down on you. I know times are hard, but I'm just saying you don't have to fuck each other over.
Well,
that was my whole point.
No, it's not about condescension. It's just like about a different context.
Yeah.
No, I understand the context. I'm just saying you don't have to fuck people over. Like, just surviving is not what you should strive for. Like, these people do have no hope. I get that, but it's like I'm trying to say, like, they don't have to settle for that. Like, there are things they can do. They can try.
Stop being like poor.
Yeah, have you thought have you considered not trying hard enough?
I don't want to talk about this anymore because this is just gonna get memed on.
Yes.
I don't.
Thank you guys for this, because I was talking to Rachel about what I had planned, and I was like, it is going to be a sticky situation. It is going to be divisive.
Mm-hmm.
And it sure did.
It seems like the people who are from this town are also like, this town sucks. And then the guy from elsewhere is like, this place could change. It just needs something new. It needs new perspective.
Hope and the power of people to change and not fucking each other over to the bare minimum.
I've seen these elections.
But also that adds an extra thing to it, is that people like this speaker. He's done good things for the town.
People like Donald Trump too.
Exactly. So he's definitely has his problems apparently. So it would be an event if he was killed or gravely wounded or anything.
Yeah,
We
sure.
need to gravely wound more people. We don't do that enough. We don't have to kill everyone, but
just like a light maiming.
yeah. I mean,
you don't need both legs, you don't need both arms. You can take a kidney maybe.
Yeah, look,
exactly.
Jacob is no stranger to lightly maiming people in D&D.
I'm no stranger to lure.
Keep this shit up. Jacob's not gonna be unfamiliar with it in real life, motherfucker.
Jesus Christ. So yes, thank you to my players for that session. That was a lot.
You know the rules, and so do I.
Yeah, so thank you guys. And we'll pick up probably next week. I think next week might be our last until after I move. Once I confirm my calendar. As long as everyone's available. Is everyone good for next Monday? It is the 25th.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's the one where I'm getting my tooth ripped out. So that's the one I'm going to be a little weird.
Yeah. What day is going?
Loopy Gil.
It's probably not going to be
Just
loopy.
tired. It's quiet Gil.
Just I'm going to be uncomfy, probably.
That's fair.
Hell yeah. I'm comfy.
So we should be good for next Monday. Probably the last before we move, because then the next week is the last Monday before we move. So, and then the next Monday is the Monday right after we move. So it might be a little while. But yes, I'll still be doing maybe some one shots in my Discord. That'll be lots of fun. And I think that's all I really want to say. It's getting late, so say the thing what we do.
Raise Dale, praise hail.
Subscribe.
Raise
mail.
Dale, praise hail.
Who's down?
Did you say fuck mail, Travis?
What
He's
about
trying.
it?